Welcome back, students. In our previous class, we have studied the first part of the lesson Princess September. In that first part, we came to know that there was a king and queen of Siam. Currently, it is known as Thailand. Both of them have 9 daughters, and it was very difficult for them to remember their names. That is why they named their daughters with the name of the month. So the youngest one was called September because she was a princess. That is why her full name was Princess September. After the name of that girl, of that princess, the title of this lesson is also taken. The prince has a very peculiar habit. He used to gift others on his birthday instead of taking from others. Okay, so on this birthday he decided to give a golden case and a parrot to every daughter. So every daughter was very happy to see that, and everyone was trying to make them learn to say God save the king and Pretty Polly. Everyone was happy, but an unfortunate thing happened with Princess September, that one day she found her bird was lying dead, and she was crying and crying. And after some time, there comes a new bird who used to sing very well. Now the Princess September was very happy, and the king and queen was also very much happy, and they also appreciated the new bird. Okay, and after listening all these things, other daughters became very jealous. So they decided that they will get rid of the new bird who was singing very well. So that is why she advised all 8 princesses, advised Princess September that they can collect some money and they will buy a new parrot to her. But she did not have this bird who is singing very well. Okay, but Princess September was very firm. She told that she is not going to get rid of the bird because the new bird sings very well. That is why she doesn't need any parrot who can't sing. But finally, the 8 sisters told her that if the bird came back, she has to put that bird into the cage. Okay, that was the first part we have studied. Now we will continue the second part. We will try to find out what happens next. There we have done. There are some clues about the lesson, about the second part. Princess September loves the bird far too much to take chances and acts upon her sister's advice. The bird cannot overcome the loss of freedom. Princess September decides to put the bird's happiness above her own. Now we are going to start the first paragraph of second part. It seems to Princess September that her little bird had been away for a long time. Something might have happened to him. What with hawks and with snares, you never knew what trouble he might get into. Besides, he might forget her, or he might take a fancy to somebody else. That would be dreadful. She wished he were safely back again. When all her sisters advised her that she should put the new bird into the case, at the same time, that bird did not return for a long time, and she was thinking that he could be the easy prey for the hawks. Hawks, basically, you know that it is a killer bird. Okay, snares means traps. Okay, she is thinking that the bird could also be a prey of hawks, and it could be also trapped. We cannot sure about the bird's future. And she is also thinking that it might be also possible that the bird can also be attracted by someone else. And that time is going to be very dreadful. Dreadful means fearful. So she was wishing that if the bird were safely back again. Suddenly, September heard tweet tweet just behind her ear and saw the little bird sitting on her shoulder. He had come in so quietly and alighted so softly that she had not heard him. While Princess September was worrying about the bird that why he hadn't come, this time suddenly she heard some sounds of tweet tweet. Tweet tweet is a sound of bird. The bird sat on the shoulder of Princess September and he sat very quietly and very calmly. So she did not make realized that the bird has come. While he heard the voice of the bird, then she realized that the bird has returned. Then she is saying to the bird, I wondered what on earth had become of you, said the princess. Now he is answering, I thought you would wonder that, said the little bird. The fact is, I very nearly did not come back tonight at all. My father in law was giving a party and they all wanted me to stay, but I thought you would be anxious. When Princess September asked to the bird that what happened to you, that is why you have not come here, what is the reason behind that? He answered that he was also thinking about Princess September. Actually, it was very tough for him to come back because his father-in-law, means the bird's father-in-law, was giving him a party and all of them wanted to stay him in their house. And the bird thought that Princess September would be very anxious. That is why the bird returned to Princess September. Anxious means worried. Next one. Under the circumstances, this was a very unfortunate remark for the little bird to make. Try to understand this one. This is an important line. Under these circumstances means while the Princess September feeling very insecure about the bird because she was in doubt because of all her sisters. Okay, that is why at the same time the bird also told that their father-in-law wanted him to stay at the home. So under these circumstances, while Princess September was worrying about him, his comment, okay, the bird's comment that it was very tough for him to return back. It was a very big, unfortunate remark for the little bird. Okay, what happens after that we will try to find out. September felt her heart go thump against her chest and she made up her mind to take no more risk. Now what happens? Now she put her hand on his chest and decided. Make her mind means decided. Okay, so she decided that she will not take any risk now. She has decided that she will put that bird into the cage. Now next one, she put up her hand and took hold of the bird. The bird suspected nothing and he was so surprised when she carried him over the cage, popped him in and shut the door on him that for a moment he could think of nothing to say. But in a moment or twice he hopped up to the ivory perch and said, what is the joke? Now we will try to understand this one. While Princess September made his mind, she decided that she will put that bird into the case. So she hold his hand, sorry, she hold her hand on the bird and took him and put the bird inside the case. And after that, she was popping. Popped means to look into. Okay, she popped the bird inside the case, and after that, shut the door of the case. And she did not say that time. Okay, she did not say anything that time, but after some time, the bird was hopping up to the ivory perch. Perch, I have already told you that it could be a branch where a bird used to sit. Okay, now next one. There is no joke, said September, but some of Mama's cat are prowling about tonight, and I think you are much safer in there. When the bird asked that, what is the joke? Why you are putting me inside the case? That time she answered that it is not a joke. My mother's cats are moving here and there. Okay, prowling means basically we can say moving. Prowling here and there tonight. That is why it would be safer for you to stay inside a cage. Now the bird replied, well, just for this once, I don't mind, said the little bird, so long as you left me out in the morning. So he was convinced and he thought that this is for only one day, and tomorrow morning the Princess September will let him go out. But what happens next? He ate a very good supper and then began to sing, but in the middle of his song he stopped. Supper means, I have already told you that it is a food before dinner. Okay, so he ate his supper and after that he began to sing, but after some time he stopped. Okay, what was the reason behind that? We will try to find out. I don't know what is the matter with me, he said, but I don't feel like singing tonight. Very well, said September, go to sleep instead. The bird said to Princess September that he is not feeling good tonight. That is why he did not want to sing. And Princess September said, very well, no problem, you can go to sleep now. So he put his head under his wings and in a minute was fast asleep. September went to sleep too, but when the dawn broke, she was awakened by the little bird calling her at the top of his voice. Now what happens next? The bird put his head under his wings and slept within a minute, and Princess September also slept. But while in the morning, dawn means early morning. While early in the morning, the bird wake up and he started crying. And what was he crying? What was the bird crying? Wake up, he said. Open the door of this cage and let me out. I want to have a good fly while the dew is still on the ground. So he said to Princess September that wake up. Just a minute. Yeah. He said to Princess September to wake up now, and because he also told that the dew is still on the leaves. Okay, that is why he wanted Princess September to wake up early in the morning. You are much better off where you are, said Princess. Just a minute. Yes. Then Princess September replied him that you are very well inside the cage. You are safe there. But the bird said, let me out, let me out. And he tried to slip through the bars of the cage, but of course couldn't. And he beat against the door, but of course he could not open it. Then the 8 princesses came in and looked at him. They told September she was very wise to take their advice. They said he would soon get used to the case and in a few days would quite forget he had ever been free. The little bird said nothing at all while they were there, but as soon as they were gone, he began to cry again. Now, what happens while the bird was requesting or saying, let me out, let me out? At the same time, the other princesses came in the room of Princess September and they were very happy to see that the bird was inside the case and now he was not singing. And they also admired Princess September for taking their advice. And they also told that after some time he will get used to of the case and he will forget that sometimes he used to be a free bird. While the other princesses were there, the bird was quiet and he was not saying anything. But when they left out of the room, when the other princesses went from the room, the bird cried again that let me out, let me out. Okay, now next one. Don't be such an old silly, said September. I have put you in the case because I am so fond of you. I know what is good for you much better than you do yourself. Sing me a little song and I will give you a piece of sugar. Now what happens? While the bird was crying, let me out, Princess September told her that don't be silly, don't be mad. I have put you inside of the case because I like you very much and I don't want to lose you. And I know the better about you, I know the better for you than yourself. Now she also said the bird to sing a beautiful song for her and after that she will give him a piece of sugar. But the little bird stood in the corner of his cage looking out at the blue sky and never sang a note. What is the good of sulking? Said September. Why don't you sing and forget your troubles? Now what happens? The little bird, did not sing anything while he was inside the case and he was only looking towards the sky and he did not started any song, means he did not sing a note. Then Princess September was telling to her, why are you doing these things? What is the good of sulking? Means why are you crying and why are you saying the same sentence regularly? It is not going to work. And she also told to the bird that why don't you sing and forget your troubles? What is the problem with you? Then the bird says, how can I sing? Answered the bird. I want to see the trees and the lake and the green rice growing in the field. Then Princess September told him that I will take you out every day, she said. Then he replied that it is not the same thing, said the little bird. The rice fields and the lake and the willow trees look quite different when you see them through the bars of the case. The bird wanted to get free from the case, that is why he was pleading to Princess September, let me out, and he was also telling that he want to go above the green rice fields where there are too many trees and too many willow trees. Different things are there. There are also lakes. The Princess September told him that I will take you to these places while you will be inside the case. But the bird said that it would not be the same as flying over the rice fields. It is not a good thing for me to see these rice fields or lakes from inside my cage. Now, what happens next? The bird would not sing a song and he would not eat a thing. The princess was little anxious at this and asked her sisters what they thought about it. Now, what happened? The bird did not sing anything and he did not eat anything after that. Princess September was worried about that, so she asked her sisters. But she did the wrong thing that she asked her sisters because they were very much jealous of the new bird. Okay, now what advice they are going to give her, we will try to find out. You must be firm, they said. The other princesses said to Princess September that she must be very determined that the bird should be inside the case. But if he won't eat, he will die, she answered. That would be very ungrateful of him, they said. He must know that you are only thinking of his own good. If he is obstinate and dies, it will serve him right and you will get rid of him. As I have already told you that Princess September's bird was appreciated by the king and queen. That is why the other princesses were very much jealous of that bird. That is why they wanted to get rid of the new bird because he used to sing very well. Okay, now they were very happy because the bird was not eating anything, the bird was not singing any song. So they again advised that if the bird will not eat anything, that is going to be a very ungrateful thing from the bird's side. Okay, and if he dies like that, it will be very good for you because you will get rid of him. Okay, now next one. September did not see how that was going to do her very much good, but they were 8 to 1 and all older than she, so she said nothing. What happens? While the 8 princesses gave advice to Princess September, she was not able to make up his own mind because they were 8 in numbers and they all were older than she. That is why she thought that her older sisters are saying good and she has to think about it and she has to agree with the thought of all 8 sisters. Now, next one. Perhaps he will have got used to his case by tomorrow, she said. Princess September thought. Perhaps means something saying in doubtfully. Okay, doubtfully. So she doubtfully says that the bird will have got the bird will be used to of the case by tomorrow. Now what happens? The next day there the story changed. The next day when she awoke, she cried out good morning in the cheerful voice. She got no answer. In the next morning, while Princess September got up early in the morning, she said in a very happy manner to the bird, good morning. But she did not get any answer from the bird. So she jumped out of the bed and ran to the case. She gave a startled cry, for there the little bird lay at the bottom of his side. So, what happens the next day? While the bird did not answer of the good morning, the Princess September jumped towards the case. While she reached there, she found that the bird was lying at the bottom of the case on his side. The eyes of the bird was closed, and it was looking like that the bird has died. So she opened the door and putting her hand and lifted him out. She gave a sob of relief, for she felt that his little heart was beating still. So, what happens while the eyes of the birds were closed and he was lying on the case and he was not moving anymore? That time, Princess September put his hand inside the case and take the bird out, and she felt that the heartbeats of the birds are still running. So that is why she felt some relief, and she came to know that the bird is still alive. Now next one. Wake up, little bird, she said. She began to cry, and her tears fell on the little bird. He opened his eyes and saw that the birds of the case were no longer around him. Actually, that bird became unconscious next morning. Okay, that is why he was lying on the case like a dead bird. While the Princess September put him out of the case, she said, wake up, little bird. And she was crying. There were tears on his eyes. Then the bird opened his eyes. He saw here and there and found that there are not any bars of the case. Now the bird says, I cannot sing unless I am free, and if I cannot sing, I die. The princess gave a great sob. The bird said to the princess that he cannot sing any more if he is not free, and if he cannot sing, he will be died. The princess felt some relief there. Then she said, then take your freedom. I shall, I shut you in a golden case because I loved you and wanted to have you all to myself. But I never knew it would kill you. I love you enough to let you happy in your own way. Now this time, Princess September has realized that without the freedom, the bird cannot be alive. So that is why she decided to take the bird free from the cage. So she told the bird that he can get his freedom, and he also told the bird that she put him inside the cage because she loved him. She wanted him to be secured inside the cage. But finally, she has decided, or she has realized that it will not be good to take a bird inside the cage because it will take his freedom. So that is why she decided to get the bird free. Now what happens after that? She threw open the window and gently placed the little bird on the sill. He shook himself a little. Come and go as you will, little bird, she said. I will never put you in the cage anymore. Now what happens after that? Princess September put him on the sill. This part of the window is known as sill. Okay. So Princess September put him on the sill and told him that she is not going to put him inside the cage and she also told him that she can come and go whenever he can come and go whenever he want, and she will never put him inside the cage, and she will always keep open the window from where the bird can come and go. Now next one, there is the scene you can see when Princess September made the bird free. I will come because I love you, little princess, said the bird, and I will sing you the loveliest song I know. While the bird became free, he told Princess September that he will definitely come back because he loves the Princess September. And he also told that he will sing the loveliest song he knows. I shall go far away, but I shall always come back and I shall never forget you. He gave himself another shake. Good gracious me, how stiff am I, he exclaimed. And then again he told Princess September that he will definitely come back no matter how far he will go, but he will definitely come back and he will not forget Princess September. Now again he shook himself, and he also told in a funny way that thank God, oh God, how stiff I am, means how stiff means basically unable to move quickly. Okay, that is why he was thinking that he is not able to move quickly. That is why he was saying, how stiff am I? Now next one. Then he opened his wings and flew right away into the blue. But the little princess burst into tears, for it is very difficult to put the happiness of someone you love before your own. And with her little birds far out of sight, she felt all of a sudden very lovely. When the bird flew in the sky, okay, when the bird flew in the sky, that time Princess September was burst into tears, means she was crying, and finally she realized that the loved one is going far away from him, and she was also happy that the bird will definitely come back. Okay, now the next one. When her sisters knew what had happened, they mocked her and said that the little bird would never return, but he did at last, and he sat on September's shoulder, ate out of her hand, and sang her the beautiful songs he had learned while he was flying up and down the fair places of the world. September kept her window open day and night so that the little bird might come into her room whenever he felt inclined, and this was very good for her, so she grew extremely beautiful. Now, what happens while the other sisters came to know that Princess September had made the bird free? Then they mocked her, means they nagged her. Okay, nag means you can say chidhana in Hindi, means chidhana. So the other princesses mocked her and said that the bird will never return now. But what happens? After some time, the bird returned, and the bird sat on the shoulder of Princess September, and he also ate from the hands of Princess September, ate some beautiful songs for her. Okay. Now he also was flying up and down to the fair places of the world. Fair places means beautiful places. September always kept her window open day and night, so the bird can come into the room whenever he want, and he can also go whenever he wants. That is why the Princess September became very beautiful. She grew extremely beautiful only because of the window she was opening. Now, what happens with the other ones, we will try to find out. And when she was old enough, she married the king of Cambodia and was carried on a white elephant all the way to the city in which the king lived. So, when she grew up and it was the time of his marriage, she was married to the king of Cambodia. Okay, and she went on a white elephant. Okay, white elephant shows the prosperity, the luxury life. Okay, but what happens to her sisters? Her sisters never slept with their windows open, so they grew extremely ugly. Okay, and as well as disagreeable. Disagreeable means which cannot be accepted easily. Okay, means the other princesses always remain closed her window, so they became very ugly and disagreeable. When the time came to marry them off, they were given away to the king's counselor with the pound of tea and Siamese cat. Okay, what happens to the princess? She went in a white elephant. That was the symbol of luxurious life, and she also married to a king. But if we talk about her sisters, who was very jealous, they were married to the king's counselors, and they only got some pounds of teas and Siamese cat. That is the lesson we have completed here. There are some question answers. You can see here these ones. The first question is, in the following sentences, elaborate the parts given in bold. Under the circumstances, it was a very unfortunate remark for the bird to make. At first, we will try to understand this one. Under the circumstances means at the time when the Princess September was in doubt because of her sisters, because they told her that she has to put the bird inside the case, otherwise the bird will flew. Okay, a very unfortunate remark means the bird said that it was very tough for him to come back because his father-in-law was giving him a party. Okay, that was an unfortunate remark for him. Now the first part of question number 2. What did Princess September do to ensure the safety of her pet? Princess September put her bird inside the cage to ensure the safety of her pet. The second part of question number 2. How did the bird react to it? The bird was surprised at the first day, but on the second day, he always used to cry by saying that, let me out, and he also did not sing anything. Now, question number 3. Why did the bird refuse to be taken out in her case? The bird refused to be taken out in her case because he wanted freedom in his life. He wanted to see the lakes, the rice crops, and all the different natural things from outside the case. Now, next one. What persuaded Princess September to give the bird his freedom again? The next day, while she got up early in the morning, she wished the bird, but the bird did not reply because he was lying unconscious. And that time, Princess September thought that the bird cannot be imprisoned inside the case. If he will be imprisoned, he will not able to sing. and if he will not able to sing, he will die. That was the incident. After that, Princess September was persuaded to keep the bird free again. Now, question number 4, second part. How did the bird react to it? When the bird realized that there are not any bars of the case, the bird thought that it was a chance to get rid of this place. Okay. Now, next one, number 5. Princess September kept his window open day and night. How did it help the bird? It helped the bird to come and go inside the home freely. Okay. Now, the second thing, how did it help the princess herself? Because of opening of the window, Princess September became very beautiful. Okay, that is how it helped her. The 8 sisters kept their windows shut. How did it affect them? As you know, in the last paragraph, the 8 sisters became very ugly and they also became disagreeable because kept they did not keep open the window. Now that is all in the lesson. We have completed it. I hope all of you have understood it. Thank you.